And we are live. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Super Post Show. By the way, we're getting a name change soon. Where I'm getting the logos worked on as we speak.
There we
So
go.
I'm not telling you the name until we get our logos and all of our intro stuff finished. But new name is coming. But welcome to the Super Post Podcast for right now, where we talk about things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, joined by Comic Cuts. What's up, dog? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I stubbed my toe, which sucks. It's never fun, but I'm
When
all
at
right.
work?
No, literally just now.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's actually been a very chill week regarding superhero news. I am a little flustered and frustrated with some stuff, uh, preferably with Star Wars, which we will talk about. I'm a little pissed off, so we'll talk about some of my frustrations over there with Lucasfilm. But um, it's been a chill week, man. Nothing too crazy has been going on. I know Comic Cuts doesn't seem frustrated this week. I feel like last week we were a little worked up with the Star Wars celebration because there was just so much BS that happened there. We were a little flustered about that, but this week, not that bad. So we have a lot of news segments for you guys that we want to talk to you guys about, and then we will get into talking about Captain America: The First Avenger, kind of continuing our series because I know we missed it last week. Yeah. But before you do anything, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. So you know whenever we post. Our YouTube shorts have been doing crazy right now, man. I mean, we're doing like 1,000 views a day, 1,000 views an hour.
Yo,
So keep
crazy.
on viewing those. Hit the algorithms hitting on there. So we're going to get right into our first topic. Okay, the Russos being open to directing Batman, the Brave and the Bold. So I'm pretty sure. I think I DM'd you this,
Yeah.
but you read it before
Uh,
I did, though.
I think we both DM'd it to each other like at the same
Yeah,
time, actually.
exactly.
Yo, first of all, I want to say when it comes to Batman directors, we've had Tim Burton, Christopher Nolan, Matt Reeves, some of the all-time greats. When it comes to a shared universe, I think the Russo brothers are right for the job. I don't see a world in which a guy like James Gunn, who has obviously worked with the Russo brothers before, not on exactly the same movie, but I'm sure there were some collaboration going on in between him working on Guardians of the Galaxy, them working on
He
Civil
actually
War.
helped write
You
some
know,
of the Guardian stuff during Avengers.
okay, I didn't know that, but like I said,
Hmm.
makes sense. I'm not surprised to hear that they've collaborated before. I don't see a world in which DC WB is betting so much on DC. They're putting so much into James Gunn, and a guy like James Gunn sees that the Russo brothers have an interest in directing Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and it doesn't happen. So I am willing to bet a lot that this will happen. I just don't see how the people involved don't make this happen, given that the Russo brothers said they want it to happen. They are the right people for the job. They are the perfect people for the job, and they would be joined in good company with Matt Reeves, Tim Burton, and Christopher Nolan. Let's make it happen.
I mean, you couldn't. I mean, that would be the best casting for Batman. I would actually prefer the Russos over Matt Reeves, for Batman, mostly because the Russos have proved that they can touch on dark tones, but also keep a lightful type of movie, if that makes sense. Civil War is a really dark movie. I mean, we found out that Tony Stark's parents were brutally murdered, and a lot of people don't see it that way because they're able to keep the tones kind of like lighty, which is dope. And I think that's something that Batman needs as a character, something that's very dark, but also a way to keep it not like Pattinson dark. And I mean, the Russos did that with the Winter Soldier. The Russos did that with Civil War, and they did that with both of our Avengers films. So I mean, I think that if the Russos get behind this one, this is going to be a slam dunk, and this is also going to drive the Russos to create other projects. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, if the Russos end up directing Batman, like if James Gunn follows up on this, don't be shocked if they're directing our first Justice League film, which will be perfect. And if I'm James Gunn, I'm putting the whole DC universe on the Russos' back.
Yo, facts. Facts.
There's like, come on, man. Like, I mean, we saw what they created with Avengers, and yes, I mean, they did have the greatest writers of all time, in my opinion, with Marcus Steven McFeely. But a lot of that, a lot of the stuff like that went on the Russos' back, and the Russos also proved that they're good directors because they went outside of Marvel, made a movie with Chadwick Boseman, the one where he was a cop. I forget what it was called, but they went out, they've gone outside of the realms of Marvel to make good films. I mean, Gray Man, they did the Gray Man, which is an amazing Netflix movie with Chris Evans and Anna De Armas and Ryan Gosling. So they have proved that they are good directors inside and outside of the superhero universe. And can't wait to see what more they do there.
100%.
I
And
hope that I hope that James Gunn follows up on this, because I mean, if they say that they're open to it, if I am James Gunn, I mean, because I wouldn't be shocked if with the road that Marvel is going, and from the rumor that Marvel is going to be looking for more experienced writers, I wouldn't be shocked if the Russos will be coming back to Marvel. But if I'm James Gunn, I'm throwing them like I'm throwing them $50 million. I would say I'll pay you guys 50 mil, whatever you want. Take my money,
to
and
be
we will
part of
make
this for the
sure
next
that
10 years, something like
Mhm,
crazy like that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I would stand them before Kevin Feige can, if I'm James Gunn.
And by the way, I think that the addition of Damian Wayne will add to the lightheartedness, side of the Batman world. Obviously, it's going to have a dark tone to it. It's fucking Batman. But, Damian Wayne makes it easier to balance that act out.
Yeah, I think also having people like Dick Grayson in it and people like that. We'll probably
Yep.
get Tim Drake and the whole Bat family. That's also going to be cool. But I mean, the one of the Russo strengths, like one of the weaknesses with Zack Snyder that I saw, what is that Zack Snyder does a really bad job directing groups of people, like groups of major characters, and I feel like that was a big weakness of his, definitely in Justice League,
I
and in
love Justice
BVS.
League. I thought he killed it in Snyder
I,
Cut.
oh yeah, I mean Snyder. Look, Snyder cut was good, but I just think that his castings were a little off in my opinion. But
I
that's a
have some
topic
I
for another
have some
day.
problems with the cast too.
Yeah, yeah, and like that's what I say. Like I'm not just talking about directing, but also casting. And like when you have the wrong characters, it looks like Ezra was so weird. I wasn't a big fan of Ray Fisher Cyborg. He was a
I can't
little too
stand Ray Fisher.
serious. Yeah, but his Cyborg was too serious. Like I felt like we forgot that Cyborg is like a college student or a teenager. So
Yeah.
it felt a little. He became this like weird, like he was just weird. Like I wasn't a fan of that. So I think that with like the Russos, their strengths are directing a bunch of major characters and attacking Batman, the Brave and the Bold. I mean, if I am them, I'm thinking of the challenge, right? You have a plethora of villains. You can get Deathstroke. You could go. Like we can get Ra's al Ghul, but not the freaking realistic Christian Bale Ra's al Ghul. We can get a Lazarus Pit. Like really exploring the mythology in the DC universe.
Yeah.
I think there's so much you could do, and like
I just hope they don't
if
make Ra's al Ghul an eco warrior like they did in the comics. That shit is
true,
so absurd.
yep,
Screw you, Tom
and
Taylor.
yep, and I also think that if we get a Superman World's Finest film or Superman Batman World's Finest movie, I want the Russos doing that. I mean, like there's so much opportunity
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. That
It's
would be fire.
that, yeah,
That would be fire. Um, you know, I also think that, like I hope it's I feel like we live in a different era where you really have to worry about these actors' personal lives. Like Jonathan Majors, Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher. I mean, all of them, have these like things that they have going on in their personal life, and like that wasn't a thing when I was growing up. You didn't really hear about actors' personal lives, and I'm sure actors had similar problems. Humans are humans, but nowadays it's crazy, and I'm worried about Marvel with Jonathan Majors. I know that other movies have outed him. I think that news just broke, within the past hour. Obviously, his talent agency has, dropped him. I just think that how does Disney defend keeping him when all these other entities are dropping him? I think that's a problem.
Yeah, I'm reading right now. He got dropped from a slew of projects.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing with these cancellations. Like, if you're the one guy holding the bag with someone that everyone else canceled, like, then the mob kind of looks to you and is like, oh, well, you're doing this while X, Y, and Z dropped them. And that's happened with a couple other people in recent past. So, it's going to be interesting. Supposedly Disney has not had any conversations about letting Jonathan Majors go. I think they put that out in PR like yesterday or today. And then after that, this broke. It's not looking good.
yeah, man. But I also told my friend Darren about this with the Jonathan Major stuff. I mean, if we look back at people like Chris Brown, other people that have done domestic abuse, usually when someone is guilty, they come out automatically and give an apology. I think that there's a reason why he hasn't given an apology, and I think he has leverage, and we're going to see that. Because if he was wrong,
I hope it's not true.
Yeah, and I just really believe that if he really did something wrong, he would have been came out about it. I do think there's a reason why. Yep, I think there's a reason why the footage hasn't been shown. I think there's a lot going on, so we just have to see and figure out what's going on. I do feel bad for him though, man. It's just sad because the guy came up from he worked his way up, put in the work, and and this is why, man. I mean, and maybe this might be a topic for another podcast, but man, like
innocent before proven guilty.
When you men are, and this is why the Bible speaks so hard about getting married, man. Like when you are dating people, you have to be aware of who you are around, man, because sometimes you don't know, and like it's like this dude, he just got set wrong place, wrong time, man, wrong situation, and it's sad that a girlfriend, yeah, bro, but that's what I'm saying. It's sad that a girlfriend is,
right.
Or whatever happened with her is the reason why, I like if it was him on drugs or something, like okay, like that's easier to swallow, but this situation is a hard pill to swallow, so. And obviously, me and you talked about this a couple weeks ago, saying that there's going to be a butterfly effect because of this. And I don't know if people. I don't really think the guy. I don't think any proof is out that he's guilty or not. I think it's just the weight of what's going on, the weight of the thing that happened.
Yeah.
Me personally, and me, I think me and you are in the same camp of like if you eat a female, like I don't want to see you. Like I'm sorry, bro. Like
that's a wrap.
I pretty much don't. Yeah, so if he did, I mean, he's done. But if not, man, it's sad that he got dropped from all these projects. But
yeah, hey. I also think that in the age of social media and outrage culture, like these people just face such severe consequences before they're proven guilty. I think that's a big problem too, and I think that there needs to be a catalyst of a turning point there, because you can't have all these people losing their livelihoods, which is, a sentence of itself when they're not proven guilty. And, in Johnny Depp's case, like this guy lost out. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, he's loaded. Yeah. But like when your reputation tanks like that, that's going to hit you no matter how much money you have, especially when you have kids or daughters, like, and
he still, I mean, Johnny Depp still lost roles, man.
Yeah. And this guy did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. And it was horrible. And there's still people that see all that evidence and take Amber Heard's side. That was fucking nuts.
And Amber Heard is still in Aquaman 2, and Ezra Miller is still in The Flash. Just showing how DC just doesn't care, dude. DC doesn't give a crap, dude. They're a wild company. They're a wild company, dude. Like,
if Jonathan Majors was with DC, he'd be all right.
Yep. Hey, don't be shocked if he's there next if he doesn't, Because James Gunn is another victim of that too. Remember, Marvel dropped him for a moment because of those tweets. Remember that?
Yeah,
he wasn't going to do Guardians 3.
By the way, there is like something wrong with like I get it, his jokes are awful, but like there's something wrong when you treat a man as if he was a pedophile for making a bad joke, and also I don't think a lot of people have pure intentions when they're like right now, a lot of people, James Gunn's tweets came back up. You know, eh, People brought those tweets up because they wanted Zack Snyder, not James Gunn. So I don't know.
Hey man, look. At the end of the day, people change. People grow up.
Yeah,
If you can't accept people changing, then what's the point of living in this world? That's how I feel. So,
100%,
anyways,
100%.
as I said, I'm all in on the freaking Russo's directing Batman. I think that'll be the best decision the DCU has made in like the past 20 years. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like
I
honestly,
agree. That would be insane.
it would be nuts. So yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, we're for that. Let's go to the next topic, man, because there's a lot to cover with this one. Okay, so we'll talk to you guys about the Aquaman 2, man, because man, this is nasty. Okay, because we all know this might be the worst DC film of all time.
I didn't like the first one. I just
What?
Yeah, I didn't think it was a great movie. Like I don't know. I don't really care for the second one, and now that they changed the more because of Aquaman, I dislike it even more. And
Aquaman's a better character than Moore, though.
I don't know about that. I like
What?
Namor a lot more than Aquaman. I always did. Yeah, dude,
That's
Namor is
because of the
fucking
Illuminati. That's why.
probably, but still, like, Namor is badass as fuck. Like an
Aquaman is too.
anti-hero. Come on, an anti-hero Atlantean. Uh, you know, but I don't think anyone thinks Aquaman 2 is going to be a good movie. Like, that might be the one superhero movie like I don't even bother to go to see in theaters.
Nah, I'm gonna definitely see it. But we all know why it's gonna be trash. And I think the first one was amazing. James Wan did a great job. Fire movie. I don't know what this dude's talking about over here. It was hot. That joint was fire. I don't know what he talking about. That movie was hard. This movie's
I
gonna be
know a lot
trash
of people
because
thought that.
yeah, this movie's gonna be garbage because Momoa was writing it.
Right. Oh wow.
And apparently,
Yeah.
this film is basically all about like ocean awareness, like all the stuff that he stands for in the film, all this plastic crap. I don't know, but the rumor is that exactly his film is about all that stuff, and basically they
Didn't
tested
Seaspiracy just come out? Like, if you want to watch that, go watch Seaspiracy. What the fuck?
exactly, and then his movie's been tested so many times, and people were on Reddit saying like, "Yo, like we don't want to see this no more. Like, stop testing it. Like, the movie's bad."
I
Like,
want to call. I want to call something out. So Ray Fisher signs every single one of his tweets. He signs A greater than E, and it stands for accountability is greater than entertainment. And I know this is going to be a hot take, and I might get roasted for it, but I don't give a shit. Fuck that. We are fans. We are consumers. I don't give a fuck. I want to watch the movie, and that A, in this case, could stand for activism. And we've talked about this on the show before. Fuck letting the activism ruin entertainment. It is so not cool. You're laundering in this bullshit into movies and ruining the movies and shoving it in our faces. We want an Aquaman 2 movie. Obviously, I don't, but my co-host here does. But people.
you really didn't like Aquaman?
I didn't. I didn't like I didn't like the villain in it. I didn't buy him. At the time, like I thought Amber Heard looked good in the movie, but I'll give her that.
That's about it, huh?
Yeah. And I like Jason Momoa. I really liked him in the Snyder Cut, but I don't listen, like if Jason Momoa is the one that's forcing this activism into the movie and no pun intended sinking the movie because of it, I I, I can't stand him as an actor, and quite frankly, hope I never see him in a movie again. Even though I know I'm going to see him in Fast
Fast and
X.
Furious,
Oh,
which is
and
probably gonna be a great movie.
it is going to be a great movie. And by the way, that's like the Harry Potter formula now. You know, when they want to make it a massive ending, they say two-part ending, two movies, hoping each of them do 500 million up, or a billion plus, and it's not going to be the end of Fast and the
Fast
Furious.
and
They
Furious is
need
not gonna do a billion.
franchises. But yeah, they need franchises. They're going to tell you it's the end. It's a two-part
Yeah.
ending,
Why
so
haven't
they
we gotten
sell more
Hobbs and
tickets.
Shaw too? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that has to do with The Rock and Vin Diesel and all that nonsense. But I agree. I would like to
Hobbs and
see
Shaw did a
Hobbs and Shaw.
billion.
Yo, that shit was dope.
I liked it more than almost than every Fast Furious is like Fast 7.
Damn, damn.
Fast 8 was garbage. Anyways, that's not for another day. But you know, so the rumor is that Aquaman is tested twice, or not twice, but many times, and a lot of people have hated it. And basically, the idea is sitting on us that basically Aquaman is going to be this garbage movie, and that is nothing. And I think this has to do with why James Gunn just wants to put him at Lobo at this point, because I think that James Gunn understands that fans are going to hate him as Aquaman. And Jason Momoa has stated that he's going to be Aquaman. He said he's going to stay as Aquaman, which I wouldn't be against, but like I do think, and this is what I'm going to say. There are very few actors that can be involved in film. I don't recall Robert Downey Jr., who is the greatest superhero actor of all time, ever having a hand in any of the Iron Man movies, and he cooks
Great point.
everyone.
Yeah,
I don't recall Chris Evans having a hand in any of the films, any of the Captain America movies that he's made. And he's also one of the greatest superhero actors of all time. The only one I've seen that is Chadwick Boseman and Michael B. Jordan. But here is the difference. They are both phenomenal actors who went to school for film and understand film in such a way that Michael B. Jordan directed his own freaking movie.
yeah. Their experience is a little more applicable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's not forget, Chadwick Boseman got sponsored by Denzel Washington to go to film school. Like,
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman is a film savant. It's different. Chadwick Boseman understands acting to a very deep level that most don't understand. Michael B. Jordan understands acting and directing and camera cuts to a very deep level that many don't understand. I love Jason Momoa. He's nothing like them. He's not that kind of guy. He's
And by
not
the
that.
way,
And
this
he's not that great of. Yeah.
egotistical and controlling. It's a really bad look for him.
Yeah, he's not. And I said, I love Jason Momoa. I think he's a good dude, but he's not. When it comes to the level of actors and acting, he's nowhere near a top tier level. He plays the same character in every movie, and that's fine. I have nothing against that. But don't sit here and act like you're the stuff. Why do you think The Rock failed with Black Adam? Because in his other movies, I don't really think The Rock had much. I think that The Rock is a best when he has to say into being his own character, which is him being the same character in every movie. And Momoa tried to be this, it seems like, at least from the rumors, he's trying to be this like guy who knows everything. It's just not working, homies. So if this movie is what it is, he's going to fail miserably, and it's going to be really bad. And it's going to suck that's kind of going to be the last film that we're going to see before we get the DCU. So I hope that it is not true. And if it is this bad, just don't release it. I swear to gosh, just literally just don't release it. I promise you, it will hurt the DCU more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am 100% against it. So yeah, so so first we start off with some good news with the Russos. Secondly, we have some bad news. Now we'll talk about some other good news. Superman Legacy. Okay, so Superman Legacy is a movie that is being written and directed by James Gunn. A lot of people have been saying that he's cocky and arrogant to do that. Very interesting take. Never really seen it from that side spec. But Superman Legacy is done being written, which I am very happy that James Gunn wrote the movie before he casted the person. Because I feel like now that he has the vision, I think he's going to cast the right people, you know. So how do you feel about Superman Legacy, bro? I know we've talked about it a couple of times.
Uh, You know, listen, I think first of all, I don't think Superman has the greatest track record in movies. I think that like the original stuff, like I think it was good for its time, but I think that like fans now that try to act like that shit holds up today, like I don't know, I just think what the fuck are you talking about? That shit does not hold up. Like it was cool
Yeah,
watching it when I was a kid. Yeah, like that stuff, the Richard Donner, you know,
Christopher Reeves,
yeah, like it does.
the
It's not a
legend.
good movie when you compare it to movies of today's standards. It doesn't hold up. Number one. Number two, Man of Steel, very divisive. I think that this is going to be the first like Superman movie that A stands the test of time and B isn't divisive. And I say that knowing full well that there are fans out there that hate James Gunn. But I do think that those fans, by the time that the DCU comes out, and maybe not with Superman Legacy, it might take a couple of movies of James Gunn's to come out for those fans to turn around. But I do think, similar to the way people doubted Daniel Craig as 007, similar to the way that people doubt what am I blanking on Pattinson as Batman. I think that those fans are never going to admit that they hated on James Gunn.
I agree. I think Superman Legacy, as I said, I have questions about James Gunn directing this film, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
for obvious reasons. He's done good with Suicide Squad, and even though I hated the movie, but the movie was still like good from regular standards. He did a really good job with Guardians, um, and the movie just doesn't fit him, if that makes sense, you know. So I'm very interested to see how he does it. I hope he doesn't veer too far off of what Superman actually is. And he doesn't seem like that kind of guy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
From the way he's talking, doesn't seem like that. So everything lives and dies on who he cast.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just the reality. And I know that they released Superman and Lois because I feel like they see, like, a lot of people don't, a lot of people forget. Smallville saved Superman. Smallville was such a big show that people fell in love with Clark Kent as a character. And I believe that Superman and Lois, they wanted that to be that for, Superman. And I felt like they were going to try to ride that wave for a long time. But, as much as Tyler Hoechlin's a good actor, he's not Clark Kent. Like, he doesn't look like Clark Kent. He's small. The dude's like the same height as me. Like, and,
I do
and I,
think he does a good job though. But I think like there's someone that I followed online up until recently, and he, first of all, like big activist, and he loves to say that this could be the best possible portrayal of Superman and Lois of all time. And I just don't think that, like, I actually think both of them, uh, Tyler Hoechlin and Bitsy Tulloch, do a great job. But like best portrayal of Superman, come on, Henry Cavill, like no question.
yeah, bro, I agree, man. I mean, if we're talking about from a movie standpoint, building a universe, you're not going to build a universe on Tyler Hoechlin, bro. Like, he's not that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and like, you could do way better casting than him. Like, I like
He's
I mean,
he's
he's
great for
solid.
CW. He's solid.
Exactly.
He's a huge CW star, and he deserves
Exactly.
more fame and
Because I
maybe work his
remember,
way
yeah.
up to a movie level stardom. But like, he's not there right now.
Yeah,
And
because I remember he
you,
was a Supergirl dude. I roasted him.
oh yeah, I forgot he was in Supergirl.
Yeah, when Supergirl beat him and then she became like the strongest person and then on the earth, I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Like, it's that type of stuff that pisses me off. So I on it, and I love the Supergirl show. But by the way, I was devoted to that show until like the last season. But anyways, but yeah, so I think that like Superman Legacy is going to be a W show, and I think it's going to be super big. As I said, James Gunn just has to deliver. And I'm happy that it's done being written. I'm glad that he's done giving like us news on this, like about the movie itself. I just want to see casting.
Yeah.
And what's the age range? I know he wanted to go young, so it's going to be a very interesting film. I'm actually very excited for it. Very excited. Um, so yeah, that's how I feel about Superman Legacy. Now let's get on to Mando. Last episode of the season, baby. Um, this has been a this season has I'm gonna be honest, this season has been everywhere. And I think that the last episode being only 35 minutes is very frustrating, but I hope that we get everything that we can. So, comic cuts. I think the reason why this season was everywhere, a lot of it has to do with Gina Carano being fired as Cara Dune. Because I do believe that John Favreau had a lot planned with her show because she had a show that was coming out. I think it was called Rangers of the Republic or something, and that got canceled. And I really think that show was going to do something in this 2 year gap to push the narrative and story of the Mandalorian. But I think that her not having that show ruined a lot for what they were trying to do for some odd reason. I don't know why, but it just seems like this show and when you watch this comic cuts, like you'll see this show has legit went from becoming about Din Djarin to becoming about Bo Katan. Now, I think there's a reason why they're doing it, and if they and I think I know why. And if they do it the right way, this might be the wildest season in TV history. But right now, it was. I'm not saying it's mid. The episodes were really good, but the story is just everywhere. Versus like when you watch season 1 and season 2, even season one had its shaky moments, but season 2 was pretty much like the most perfect season ever in Mandalorian. And so, do you mind if I tell you like what happened?
No.
Okay, spoiler alert. If you don't want to watch this, just go away. Okay, so basically, Bo Katan has the dark saber. Din Djarin gave her the dark saber. The armorer basically told Bo Katan that she's the one that she has to be the one to unite everyone. Don't you know the armorer, the one chick that has the chick that makes all of the armor? She has the
Yeah.
horns. So here's the thing. Remember when they were saying that Mandalore was accursed?
Yeah.
So they were saying that Mandalore was cursed. So here's the thing: Din Djarin went to Mandalore. It's inhabitable. But here's the thing: Moff Gideon's been mining Beskar the whole time.
Damn.
So now he has a whole entire Mandalorian army, and he has a whole entire Imperial base there, and he has this new suit that's made out of Beskar, bro. Like it's nuts.
Yo,
So
but if they're gonna make this whole thing centered around Bo-Katan, like that's an L. That's an L.
it's actually not because I love Bo-Katan, and I think that I think it's the right move. I just don't think they should have did it in the Mandalorian show the way that they did it because look, we end Book of Boba Fett with Din Djarin losing he was a apostate, like he took off his mask. And so the way that I feel is that they should have took more time on that. Like this
You
should
know,
have been about him getting back his getting back as following the way. But
I
they moved
didn't
by it too
like
fast.
I didn't like that Boba Fett's best moments were about Din Djarin, and I don't like that this series is becoming about Bo-Katan. And I'm gonna say it again, like it just seems like activism over entertainment, and they keep doubling down on the same things that like aren't working for them. And listen, I like Bo-Katan as a character. I think she's great. If they want to make the story revolve around her for a bit, like I'm fine with that. But give her her own show. Like we're watching this show because we like Din Djarin, and now it's all becoming around Bo Katan, like that's a problem for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I had an issue as well at first. And I still have. I mean, the only thing that I don't like is how Din Djarin's kind of become a backseat character in his own show. That's
That's
what
my
pisses
point.
me off.
Yeah.
Because I believe that you could still drive the Bo Katan story and still focus on Din Djarin. But right now, it seems like Din Djarin has become Jon Snow in Game of Thrones season 8. He's just simping for Bo at this point. I'll
Yeah.
follow you, and it's kind of become that. So, but they still have a chance to make it right. And I think that Grogu is going to have a big transformation in this season because Moff Gideon has Din Djarin captured, and the rumor which I think is a lie, is that Din Djarin is going to die. If Din Djarin dies in Mandalorian, I might be done with Star Wars. I'm just letting you know right now. Like
Yeah,
if like bro, no. If I'm telling you now, if Din Djarin dies, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover Star Wars for a while.
damn. Yeah,
So
I don't know if
like I might not even watch the like I watched the Ahsoka show because I love Dave Filoni. Hold on, bro. Let me just get this off. I might watch the Ahsoka show because I love Dave Filoni, but I might not cover it, and I might not cover Star Wars for the next 3 years. I swear to you. If they do
yeah.
Pedro Pascal dirty, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I would be too. And listen, like I said, I think they keep doubling down on things that aren't going well with fans. And it seems like, the fans are very vocal with Star Wars. They let them know how they feel, and they're kind of just like, fuck you, we're doing it again. And it's like, what the hell? I just don't fucking get it. Like, you would think like a publicly traded company would want to listen to a huge fan base to make their projects successful and make their long-standing fans that make Star Wars what it is happy, and they just keep doing like, you didn't like that, you know what, we're going to do it again. You didn't like the last trilogy with Rey, we're doing it again. Oh, and you know what? You love Mandalorian, you love the Djarin. We're gonna make it about Bo-Katan. It's just like, I don't know. No.
Yeah, bro, you heated.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to like not be so harsh, but I don't know how
Nah,
else
bro.
to
I
like
mean, bro, I want you to be honest, man. I mean, look, man, Mando. I mean, this show is a big. This season, I'm gonna say, is a big disappointment. I think season 4 they can make things right for sure, and I think there's still a chance to save it in the end. Like I really do think there's a chance to save it in.
And by
But
the way, I also don't think they do so right by women, because firing Gina Carano like was horrible. Horrible. She didn't deserve that at all.
yeah,
Okay, maybe I'm going a little too far off.
nah, you're good. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're good. Nah, bro, speak your mind. Look, bro,
Yeah,
you gotta
and
you
I'm
gotta be able to
Jewish,
speak your
so
mind out
like
here.
I get like things being compared to the Holocaust, but like it seems that on that side, like it's one half of the population gets to do it and the other doesn't, and that's not fair. And Gina Carano, talented actor, huge part of making The Mandalorian a hit show. Everybody loved her. And oh God, she said something about a vaccine. You know, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was ridiculous. And like I had with the Bo-Katan thing, I had the same problem with Boba Fett when it was two males. I had the same problem. It's like, I don't like that this show is about Din Djarin. I didn't think Boba Fett was great in his own show, so I didn't really enjoy that show that much. Ironically, aside from the 2 or 3 Din Djarin episodes, like those episodes made that series for me. And like I also thought Obi-Wan was incredible. So I don't think that Star Wars is necessarily like heading down a bad path. And I do think that the next Rey trilogy is going to have at least one good movie in of the 3. But I really enjoyed episode 7, and then I felt like it can. It started off high and it continuously got worse. Um, you know, but hey, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
that's all
look,
I got.
man. Yeah, I mean, look, because I mean, look, I don't, as I've said before, I don't think that activism is the issue. It's the fact that it's done bad. I think you could do a whole series about females and it could still be fire. Like, I mean,
I
that's how I
agree.
feel. Because like Captain Marvel, like
Huge fan.
Natasha Romanoff, I I could legit get back to back movies and love them. I've seen female movies done right. We've had Charlie's Angels. I mean, we've had really good female movies that have been done right. I think the issue is just that the content is trash, and
Yeah.
when the content is trash, then you have left to deal with the issues that we deal with in our world. And my whole thing is that, like, okay, you can give me Ray, give me sequel, give me Ray Rando, do all that, but give me good content. That's all I ask, bro. And I think that the issue is that people are like, okay, like when the story is about men it works, but when it's about females, not. I don't think gender is the issue. I think the issue is just that these excuse me, I had to burp. I think the issue is that these people walk in these rooms and just trying to check a box. Say, hey, all right, I have a female leading, check box. But that's not where the box ends. The box the box ends at having a good story. And Ray
Yeah.
in the sequels did not have a good story. If if
But
Ray
that's
had a good story, I don't really think we would be saying this, in my opinion.
but here's the other thing. If Ray did have a good story, I don't think anyone would be opposed to another trilogy. I think the
Oh no, oh
problem
yeah,
is
yeah.
is
I
that it
agree.
didn't work, and you're trying to do the same kind of thing again, and it's like, fans that didn't like the last trilogy, myself included, would like to see something new, maybe even entirely new characters. I just, I don't think that doubling down on something that didn't work for whatever reason it didn't work is the right move. If something
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean,
work,
I mean,
usually,
I don't even think that having new characters is going to solve the problem, bro. I mean, is it like I think that would make the problem worse. What you got to do is you got to take what works and run with it, which is Grogu. You literally have the future of Star Wars sitting in your hands. You
yeah,
got to you have to take advantage of what works, and what works is Din Djarin and Grogu. So what do? You make Grogu the center of Star Wars. It's not like, and people treat it like it's freaking rocket science.
yeah,
Grogu's selling out everywhere. Age him up. Make him the Jedi Master to Rey. Give her a superior. Let Grogu commune with Luke Skywalker in the Force. Make him the center of your universe and make Rey a side character. And I think all those issues end right there. But these people act dumb, and they don't like, and they don't actually think. And I feel like they're really not thinking hard about the content and thinking about the things that they could possibly do. Because if I'm Kathleen Kennedy, right, and I see in Mandalorian that Grogu's selling out legit toys everywhere, I'm making my whole entire trilogy about this kid. Like I'm just saying, and I'm
yeah,
pretty sure you would do the same exact thing.
100%, a hundred
I will
percent. But
legit get Force Ghost Hayden. I'll get Force Ghost Luke. I'm getting Force Ghost Yoda, and I'm making the mentor freaking Grogu.
But I would also make a villain centric series. Like, I don't listen, I don't read Star Wars comics, but it seems to me that Darth Vader is the hottest Star Wars comic. They always got new ones coming out. People are always talking about the Darth Vader comics. I don't understand. It's like if I were, you know, in the Star Wars organization, and I was, like, I don't understand how they see that Darth Vader does so well in the comics. People love the villains. It's like, why not do a trilogy based on a villain, like, or do something based on Balin or someone like that? Like, I don't know. They've never done that, and it just like seems like that's a brainer to me also. And you could do that to coincide with the Grogu series, you know. And I think that
Yeah,
Grogu series would be really cool because you could kind of do a Grogu like Anakin, coming up, growing up, becoming a Jedi. Obviously, I don't think anyone would want to see him turn to the dark side. But like you could see him kind of grow up and develop a new Jedi Order. I think that would be
yeah.
awesome, and I think
And
it
if
would
you
be really
kill, yeah,
cool to do it parallel to developing, a new Sith Lord. Like that would be sick.
yeah, and if you kill off Din Djarin, like if they do that, the only way the trade off would work for me is if you catapult Grogu to the center of Star Wars. I can see Din Djarin's death changing him, and I wouldn't be against that. But it has to be done right. So that's how I feel, man. At the end of the day, it's just a matter, like as I said, I don't really think the issue is women. and I'm not saying that you're saying that, but that's what everybody thinks is that the issue is females and is no the boys, bro. The whole show is activism, bro. The
Yeah,
whole show. But here's the
and
thing, though: the
the
content is
actors, they
fire.
let you know it off
Yes,
on social media.
and the content is fire. The show
Yeah,
is so freaking good. It's amazing,
yeah,
and
and
that and
and
that
by
and
the way,
that's the reality. And that's the
I
reality. They gotta update content.
I think Marvel does a really good job of doing government without shoving activism in our face. Even though, don't get me wrong, they definitely have their activism moments, like She Hulk was one of them. But like, when Civil War, the opening scene in Iron Man 2, they have a way of involving the government without like shoving an agenda of activism in your face, and I really appreciate them for that. And that's why, I think that like the Thunderbolts, what's the other one that's coming out that's very government related?
Oh, New World Order.
New World Order is going to be a banger.
I agree. I agree. Okay, I feel like we've been hella negative this episode, so let's get happy. Deadpool
Yeah.
3. All right, this is actually a good movie that we can talk about. So Deadpool 3 is gonna be a banger. It's making 2 billion. I'm kidding. Okay, so Deadpool 3 rumor. Here's some rumors for you, comic cuts. Hear me out. Okay, so the rumor is that Wade Wilson creates his own little timeline where he's in the X-Men, he's got his girl back, he's doing his thing, and basically Owen Wilson's Mobius and the TVA are going after him throughout this film. He ends up getting Wolverine because he wanted Wolverine a part of his new timeline, but Wolverine fights back and they break the time machine thing that they use, and apparently they just are traveling through the multiverse doing a bunch of crap. And the rumors are the original Fantastic Four are going to be in this film, like the ones with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba. Um, Another rumor is that the original X-Men with Halle Berry, and all those other characters, they're going to be in there as well. How do you feel about Deadpool 3?
First of all, like, listen, I think the Deadpool movies are great. I love that Hugh Jackman's going to be in it. I'm not a fan of bringing back all these old characters. Like, I just think that No Way Home did it. It was very successful, and I think it's kind of becoming a cheap gimmick to sell tickets, and I don't like it. And I think this trend needs to stop. I think the fandom needs to stop demanding cameos. Let these people make good stories and make good movies, and not bring in, retro actors, um, you know, to sell tickets. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think they're doing it to prioritize the story. And I'm concerned about it. And I don't think this is going to stop with Deadpool 3. I think they're going to continue to do it for a very long time. And I think it's a big problem in CBM.
I 100% disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, 100% disagree, man. I disagree because I feel like with a movie like Deadpool, this is the perfect way to do it because you are honoring the older films, which I think is dope. But you also don't, but we also don't know when this film is going to happen. And to be honest, we have to find a way for the original characters to get into the MCU for Secret Wars. So, and I put this in my video as a theory. My theory is that this movie is going to be in between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. I think Deadpool 3 is going to play the part that Ant-Man and the Wasp did between Infinity War and
Mhm.
Endgame. And I think that if you do that, I wouldn't mind Deadpool being the catalyst to a lot of this stuff to kind of trying to figure out what's going on. And another thought process that I've been kind of going through is like, yo, like the Deadpool has to end up in the MCU somehow. Why wouldn't it be dope to put that in between the Avengers movies? I don't think they should come out before. I wouldn't be shocked if we get 3 movies in between that gap of years. And I wouldn't be shocked if we got Doctor Strange 3, Deadpool 3, and Spider-Man 4.
I hope so. I'm dying for a new Spider-Man movie that's like grounded and OG to Peter Parker's roots.
Yeah,
Listen, if they
I think that'll be a banger, bro. Honestly,
if they have the cameos serve like a real purpose and it works for the story, I don't have a problem with it. I just think that Spider-Man No Way Home, Deadpool 3, The Flash, like it's I just think it's becoming a really big trend.
but the
And
Deadpool has always honored the older characters. I mean, he had Colossus in this film. He had
right,
Cable. I mean, so
that's
to
true.
me that's
True.
it's so on brand. Plus, he's in the X-Men universe, and I was kind of pissed that Hugh Jackman wasn't in the other one. So
Well,
I
Hugh
think this
Jackman,
is
I don't
something that
have
they
a
can take
problem.
advantage of.
I love Hugh Jackman for it. I just think like the Fantastic Four is a little much.
I would be against it, man. And plus, not to mention getting these people, which means we're probably going to get better suits of them. Like actually seeing Halle Berry look like Storm, actually seeing these other characters, look, you know what I mean, look like they actually are superheroes and not freaking
Right,
bodyguards
right, right, right.
of the freaking Secret Service.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that has the potential to be awesome. So man, I'm on board for that. Um, but and Hugh Jackman's getting in shape too. I was watching the Instagram video of
yeah,
him the other
yeah. I
day.
think I saw that too.
He got his beard back and everything, looking all crazy, buffed up.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right,
very
sorry,
few
Michelle.
actors more dedicated than Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Yeah, he takes hella steroids too. Hella steroids. Hella roids.
Yeah,
He's gonna look so husky, bro, for a 50-year-old. Like
for real.
so. Okay, now as you know, this is where we cut the show in half. Now we are talking about a movie that we like. Well, do you like Captain America: The First Avenger?
Love it, love it. I thought it was
Oh, I
great.
thought you were about to say I hate it. I was like, bro.
No, no, I
I
think
was
this
like,
was.
you're 0 for 7 tonight. I was about to say, dude. We're rather record again Thursday if you hate it. The First Avenger. Okay,
Oh man,
so we're talking about Captain America: The First Avenger. This is a show that we love. I mean, a movie that we love dearly. Out of the three, out of Iron Man 1, Thor 1, this is my favorite intro movie for the big three.
um, it's your favorite. Wow,
I
it's a
love the
big
First
one.
Avenger.
I love it
Yeah,
too. Iron Man like
I
won
know
me
you love
over
Iron
right
Man.
away. Yeah,
I
yeah,
know. The First Avenger is like my favorite. So we're going to go in a certain order. We're going to talk about our pros, our cons, and then we'll give some extra things. So let's start with our pros. Obviously, I'll start with the pros of Captain America: The First Avenger. Let me give a quick overview of the plot as well, so you guys know. So the overview of the plot is basically, there is this guy. He wants to be in the military, but he's scrawny and small. He ends up getting in somehow through this doctor because the doctor saw that he could be eligible for the superhero serum. Steve Rogers didn't know, so Steve Rogers ends up being a part of this scientific project. Howard Stark is in it, Tony Stark's father. He's the one that helped make this thing happen, the whole lab experiment on Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers becomes the bodily version of Captain America. But at first, he wasn't actually Captain America. Captain America. He was actually going around selling war bonds, being like an actor. And then basically, Bucky ended up getting captured. Steve went after him, and and then when he saved Bucky, that's when the whole Captain America thing happened. And he ended up becoming a hero. Red Skull is in this. They end up battling, and we end up seeing how Steve got frozen for over 100 years or whatever, 75 years or whatever time he got frozen. And so that's been basically the whole plot of the First Avenger. So a pro for me, the first thing I'll say is Red Skull, Hugo Weaving. What a heck of a cast. What a heck of an actor. Still to me a top 3 villain in the MCU. I wish we got to see more of him. It was a shame. But yeah, I think that's my first pro. I think my second pro is obviously Steve Rogers. I think that Chris Evans played this role perfectly. At the time, dude, it was funny because John Krasinski was in talks to play this role, which would have been super bad. But I remember when Chris Evans first got casted, I was like, I don't know, this guy's like the Human Torch, like you know what I mean?
yeah. He didn't seem like the
He fit.
Steve Rogers guy, and he totally knocked it out of the park. Like
I agree.
I can't see anyone else in that role. You know, I mean, maybe Clint Eastwood. No, I'm
Maybe a
kidding.
younger Brad Pitt, but that's about it.
Right. You know, and like Captain America just has a heart of gold, and Chris Evans pounded that on the screen. And you know, like you said, you know, he wanted to go to war. He was too small, you know, and the scientist, you know, overheard him talking with his friend, and it was like, you know, that's exactly what we need for someone like him, you know, because the serum brings out more of whoever you are. So if it's someone who's not a bully, who knows the value of strength because he's never had it, you know, and like that, you know, when he went to save Bucky, like that was epic. And I just think, you know, I have no critique of this movie at all. I and it, you know, watching it last night brought me back to the time of, you know, you when you were going in the movie theater and you were seeing a Marvel movie, you knew it was going to be an awesome experience. Like there was no doubt in your mind, there was no hesitation, and Marvel was like that for a long time, for years, for probably over 10 years, you know, and I think that really changed when like I don't want to say Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, but I Thor, Love and Thunder, like that was when I was like, I'm worried. Like I never thought that we would see it in the
Bro said
day.
I'm worried.
Yeah, because I never
Oh
thought we
my
would see the
god.
day where Kevin Feige would allow someone like Taika Waititi or not anyone to ruin the character of Thor and put out a movie like
Bro
Love and
said I'm
Thunder.
worried.
You know,
You're
yeah,
hilarious, dude. Bro said, yeah, I'm worried, man. Somebody go
yeah,
check on Kevin. Yeah, man. So the pro for me, as I said, pros were Hugo Weaving, Chris Evans. I think Bucky. I think Sebastian. Now I think Sebastian Stan is the perfect Bucky slash Winter Soldier ever.
yeah.
That's another W casting. I also loved what was his girlfriend's name? Peggy.
Peggy
Peggy
Carter.
Carter.
Yep,
Another amazing act. Like these castings were amazing.
amazing.
The guy that played Howard Stark, the guy. I mean, everything was perfect. Zola. What's the name? That was the name, right? Zola.
Um,
Right. I think his name was
yeah,
Zola, the scientist. Yeah, Zola was also really good. I wish that they dove into Zola like later on in like I wish that we could have gotten like maybe a series or in Winter Soldier they dug deeper with Zola, but we didn't get that, which I kind of wish we did. But I will say, man, the first Avenger touches on something that is very um interesting, right? They touch on the nostalgia of like the 1930s and 40s, like it gives you a very old school style. Even the way that is shot, even the color palettes of the film is very 19 like 40s to 50 or 40s to like 30 style. But the action still holds up. Like I was watching it last night, bro. The action still holds.
yeah. The action holds up, and you know, it's funny because I remember at the time, like, I don't think I appreciated the like early 1940s style of New York, but like looking back on it now, like it's really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, because you're
And
from New York, true.
yeah, yeah. So I really like that. The action definitely holds up. You know, that the scene when Bucky falls off the train, that shit still fucking gets me. Like it, and you see, you know, Cap, like he turns around and he's like crying. You know, that's his fucking best friend till the end of the line. And you know, he held that for his friend through the entire trilogy. And by the way, like as much as I love Iron Man, like, and this is not my opinion, this is fact. There is no better trilogy or series of movies in the entire MCU than Captain America.
Or
Captain
superhero
America,
fandom. Or superhero fandom. Captain America has
facts.
the greatest trilogy of all time. Iron Man's trilogy is actually mid. If we're keeping it 100, just being real, Captain America has the greatest trilogy of all time.
of all time.
No question.
Yeah,
No
yeah. I
question about
mean,
it.
like every one of those movies was an absolute fucking banger. And I think I go back and watch the Captain America movies, mainly the second and the third, the
Yeah.
most, and
Winter
that's
Soldier
why
might be the greatest superhero film of all time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't know, it's up there, but that's a really tough call. Like, and it when you take into consideration Batman, and you think of the Dark Knight, Batman Begins,
Get
the
out of here
Batman.
with that Dark Knight stuff, dog. You
Yo,
know I don't want to hear none of that, bro. Get I
yo,
miss me with that BS, dude. I don't
yo,
want to hear none about no Dark Knight, dog.
now you have an L on your board.
Bro, we're talking about some
Yo,
Dark Knight, bro. The Batman watches all of those movies, bro.
um, the Batman's fire, and I watched it recently, and I still want to watch it again. It shit is so fucking
All
good.
right, bro. If this is all I'm gonna say, if Christopher Nolan puts Nirvana in his next movie, then he's a hater. That's all I'm gonna say. He
Why?
is a
What
Robert
happened with him
Pattinson
in
hater.
Nirvana?
No, because I'm saying Robert Pattinson's Batman had the Nirvana underneath the bridge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
saying that if Christopher, I'm
Oh
telling you, bro,
yeah, yeah.
the
Right.
Nolan trilogy is mid, and you gotta. Oh, who said hi? The Hungry Miner. What's up, homie? What's up, man? Hope you're doing well.
What up,
Hope you're
bro?
doing well. Hope you're eating your greens. Something in see, he's commenting something's in the way, man. Batman is really like the greatest superhero film of all time. All right, let me stop
But
because you're getting me fired up. You know
here's the
what?
thing.
Let's have this convo now. No. Let's go.
Okay. First of
Let's
all,
go.
I don't think you guys, you and Matt, give enough credit to like Christopher Nolan and the Batman trilogy for its time. That when he made that movie for a fandom that didn't exist, that movie helped build the superhero fandom that Marvel has the luxury of having today. Number one. Number two, like that shit when it came out was so groundbreaking and it still holds up. And by the way, I have a big problem with Christopher Nolan. I think he's one of the greatest movie makers of all time. I say movie, I don't say film, because I can't stand how people try to sound pretentious and say film. Shit hasn't been shot on film in a fucking minute. Grow up. Number two, but the thing is that you know Christopher Nolan, my problem with him is that he doesn't let his movies have Dolby Atmos at home because he wants the experience to be better in the movie theaters. But these movies aren't in movie theaters anymore, so what the fuck? But like, dude, I don't understand how you could watch the Dark Knight trilogy and like think that that's not top tier superhero movie. Like that shit is
Okay,
easily
Jerry,
top five.
you are one of my greatest friends on this planet, and I love you dearly.
Love
So
you too, homie. But
it
you
hurts
got
that
to
I have
show
to
some
cook
respect.
you. It hurts that I have to cook you like this right now. So I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get crazy, but I'm gonna have to cook you real quick, man, because you don't understand, man. Okay, man. Robert Pattinson, the greatest Batman of all time. All right. Let me tell you something. Robert Pattinson was on Twilight, bro. He got roasted for almost 20 years for playing Edward from Twilight. He then fell off the face of the earth, did a bunch of independent films, did his own thing. And what happened, bro? We get one of the worst portrayals of Batman by Ben Affleck. Even in the Justice League, this Batman was a 60-year-old man who couldn't even fight. All right, this man had no type of fighting style. Bruce Wayne was so down bad in Justice League in both movies that he had to use the alien gun, and that to me just shows how down bad he was. And no one talks about how
Dude,
bad Batman was. So Robert
he
Pattinson,
was able to fight. What are you talking about? The warehouse
no, he
scene?
was not. No, he was not. No, he. Yo, okay. And this is okay, and this is where I'm gonna cook you again, bro. Because everybody was talking about, oh my god, the warehouse scene. But look, you're only as good as your last job, and so I'm judging Ben Affleck off of his last job, which was he got his butt beat by stupid aliens and had to
No,
shoot
but
a gun.
he still used that warehouse fighting style in
No, he
that
did not. No,
in the
he did not.
sewers with the
There
aliens.
were
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
no.
he
There was
did.
no type of good combat from Ben Affleck. You know what? As I said, I'm home all Saturday, so if you want, we can rewatch a 4-hour movie. I don't care, and we can watch it. We can go through the whole movie if you want. But
I think I got to take my dog to the vet, but I'm if maybe we do it Sunday.
All right, bet. Yeah, just let me know. But I will say this: Robert Pattinson had to take the failure of Batman and the failure of all the other Batmans on his back. Not to mention, he got roasted by fandom because he was Twilight Boy. I don't think Bale got roasted. I don't think Nolan got roasted. Nolan,
Sometimes the fandom
honestly,
fucking sucks.
yeah, Nolan honestly had the most perfect time to come into it because there was really nothing happening. I mean, we were coming off of Superman mid turns, that movie sucked, and so we were.
Well,
And so,
no, because Batman Begins came out before Superman Returns.
oh really?
Yeah, Batman Begins was '04.
Oh well, never mind. But Superman Returns was mid. Man, I can't wait till we rewatch that mid movie. But anyways, so
I
I
could
mean,
wait. That
so
shit sucks.
yeah, that show. I mean, that movie does suck. But so we come into right. We come into freaking Christopher Nolan's Batman, and to make a long story short, bro, it's just a thing. He
Yo,
didn't have any adversity. Here's the thing: Robert Pattinson got roasted for 2 years straight, and what happened, bro? He came in the first movie and created a movement. Okay, we had people going to the gym playing something in the way, bro.
bro,
We
when
had people in
Batman
the
Begins came out, people went crazy like that too, though.
But people are crazier with Robert Pattinson, Batman. Plus, Robert Pattinson, and this might be a reach. No one might believe me. He's a better actor than Christian Bale. He's a better actor. Ben Affleck actually is a terrible actor if we're keeping it real.
First of all,
And
I
yeah,
don't know about that.
he's a better
Christian
actor than George
Bale,
Clooney. He's a better
Chris,
actor than freaking what's his name, Michael Keaton. He's a better actor than all of them.
I
Robert
listen.
Pattinson is the greatest Batman actor of all time.
I don't know about that. Christian Bale is an incredible actor, and the
He's
rest
not
of
better than
them,
Robert Pattinson, bro.
you have a couple points with, like especially Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton is very overrated, but Christian Bale, like, have you never seen American Psycho? Have you never seen Vice? Christian Bale is one of the greatest actors of our time, and you're out of your mind if you can't give him the credit where he deserves it. Christian Bale is
Oh, Christian
one of
Bale
the
is
greats.
is is a great actor, but Robert Pattinson is up there with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. He's in that upper echelon of superhero.
So is Christian Bale. So is
No,
Christian
he is
Bale.
not. As who
Yeah,
bore the
100%.
as who gored the God Butcher? Not as Batman.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that you didn't see in Robert Pattinson, and I'm not going to fault Robert Pattinson for this, but Christian Bale as Playboy Bruce Wayne, he killed it. He killed it. Just the same way as Robert Downey Jr. killed Playboy Tony Stark. Almost the same like level of credit they deserve.
Are
I'm
you
not
really
saying,
going to use that? You really going to use
yeah,
that? You really going to use that,
yeah,
Jared? I mean, comic
yeah.
cuts. You still, I almost said your own name because you call it crazy. But you know why Matt Reeves didn't do it because he said he wants to grow the character. This is year two Batman. Year two
But
Batman is not a playboy.
I said I'm not discrediting Robert
Okay,
Pattinson
okay,
for that
okay, okay,
because
okay, okay.
I know that he obviously didn't choose the script
No,
or the
no, no,
screenplay.
no, no, no. But you're discrediting Matt Reeves because Matt Reeves is actually growing the
No,
character.
I'm not
Christopher
discrediting Matt
Christopher
Reeves.
Nolan
I'm just saying Christian Bale playing Playboy Bruce Wayne was
was
amazing, but
terrible.
I'm not. Are you kidding? How can you say that? The part
All
where
right.
he
That was a
the,
troll. All right, that was a troll. All right, I do think Christian Bale has the best Bruce Wayne, but his Batman's terrible, and I will stand by that. I think Michael Keaton before Pattinson had the best Batman. I ain't gonna lie, and I think that
You
um,
remind me
Chris,
of my friend in high school growing up, and one time he said, "I swear to God," he was like, "Michael Keaton's the best Batman," and I swear to God,
I
everyone looked at
said
him
that
like, "What the
until
fuck
Robert
are you
Pattinson came.
talking
I was
about?"
saying that until Robert Pattinson came. Because the
No,
Batmans were that bad. Like, bro, people don't understand how bad Ben Affleck actually was. And it's gonna be funny when we rewatch these movies, and I'm legit going to make you pause and say, listen to what this man is saying. And you're gonna be like, dude, this dude sucks. And I'm gonna laugh because you're
you
gonna be
know
like, Steven, like, I finally see the light. Bro, I'm gonna
that's
show you
you
the
know
light.
what you know what scene no
Real
one
talk.
talks about with
Mm.
uh Batfleck was when he was at Lex Luthor's house and he snuck away to steal the data. Like that shit was sick. That was like some espionage detective Bruce Wayne. And what I
Oof,
really
bro.
want to see, and this is what I hope we get in The Brave and the Bold, like I want to see a combination of Detective Bruce Wayne, but like action, modern,
True.
tactical, and I also think that when you discredit the Dark Knight trilogy, like don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say the
There
Dark
was
Knight
no
trilogy.
Robin, bro. They made Robin a cop, bro. Come on, dog.
Okay, yeah, and like that shouldn't have happened. And there was definitely some things in the Dark.
Catwoman was also mid. Bane was just Tom Hardy bald, bro.
Okay,
The
okay,
Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker was terrible.
no, he wasn't. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Heath Ledger's Joker was fucking sick. And
What?
and
Heath
by the
Ledger's
way,
Joker. The only thing Heath Ledger's Joker had was senseless, pointless dialogue, and I'm calling it as I see it. That's all it was. Just
and
dialogue that
by the
everyone fell in
way,
love with.
and you just reminded me, Christian, uh, Christopher Nolan revolutionized movie making with The Dark Knight, and I'll tell you how. Because after that movie, transitional shots in between scenes kind of like plummeted because it was a way to increase the pace and the hectic chaos in movies where a lot of directors stopped using
Yes,
those shots to transition,
yes,
and that was
and
all
Matt, yeah,
Christopher Nolan.
yes, and what Matt Reeves did took that and made it better. Because Matt Reeves is a better director than Christopher Nolan, and Robert Pattinson is a better actor. He's a better Batman than Christian Bale. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't know.
This dude is he's like RDJ coming into the role,
I
man.
think it's close, and also
It's not close,
out
bro.
of the three recent Batman, and like Christian Bale, Ben
Oh
Affleck,
my
and Robert
God!
Pattinson,
Say
you
something. I
know
dare you.
who
Say,
has the
say,
worst bat suit in the film?
don't do it. Don't do it.
Who has the worst bat suit?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I swear to God, don't say it, Jared.
I'm
Don't say
trying
it,
to get
comic
you to
cuts.
do it. I'm trying to get you to do
Oh,
it.
who's
You
the
got to
worst?
tell me.
Christian Bale.
No,
Oh, Ben Affleck.
who had the worst bat suit?
Ben Affleck. His best was terrible.
No, his shit was pretty cool.
No, it was no, it was not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it looked like he had a fat boy neck. Come on, dog.
it was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Dark Knight
Oh yeah,
Returns.
Dark Knight
Sorry.
Rises. Well, I mean, his whole entire all the suits were bad except the Batman Begins suit.
That's the worst one. What are you
Bro,
talking
Batman's
about?
suit, bro. Wow, who would make Batman's suit all black, bro? That's so dumb. Who would do that? It takes
Oh,
common. Like the suit looks terrible.
I thought that was the sickest suit. I think that's the best bat suit, like by far, by far.
Are you kidding me? You think that's the best suit so far?
Yeah, and I don't think anything will ever top it. That shit,
What?
yeah, bro, that shit was fucking like tactical. That shit looked so cool. I always like tactical looking shit.
You piss me off. All right. Batman the Brave and the Bold is going to have the best suit. I don't know what the hell this dude is talking about, man. I don't know what the hell Comic Cuts is on today, telling me that Bale's better than Pattinson's Batman. Oh, dude, don't make me dedicate.
Better. I didn't say Bale's better. I said it's very tough to say.
I say don't make me make an episode about a freaking Pattinson versus Bale debate because I will.
Well, here's the problem with doing something like that today, and
I did one before. Yeah.
And everyone's going to say Pattinson, and I'll tell you why. Because people have no attention spans. So
you will be surprised. You will honestly be surprised.
Really? What did they say?
No, because the last one I did got 100,000 views on TikTok, and I got cooked by everybody.
Really? And what did they say?
That Bale
was better?
Either Bale or Affleck. And then I legit combated them with, okay, Bale has been developed more in his 3 movies. Okay, all right, Pop Call King. Oh, well, welcome back, man. We haven't seen him in a minute. What's up? Bale has been more developed in his 3 movies. Pattinson has 1 movie. Bro, the comparison isn't fair because Pattinson in 1 movie is better than Bale in all of his 3 movies. I'm sorry, I can't help it, man. Bale is just so. I mean,
it's not
Pattinson
fair, but
we
are obviously comparing on what we have.
It's not fair. it's not fair because Pattinson cooks Bale in his first movie. I like, bro. No one plays Batman like that, dude, bro. I'm telling you,
dude,
dog. I'm telling
dude.
you. Bruce
Batman
Wayne. I
Begins.
mean, I will say Ben Affleck probably had most of the look down pack if I'm going from the comic books to the looking like Batman. But to say to see someone who plays Batman like him, bro, it's
Oh,
fire.
also,
Patterson Stammer, man.
Dark Knight trilogy had the best Batmobile. Also,
The Tumblr.
yeah,
I can concede to that. I do like the Batman '89 one though. I ain't gonna lie, but that's classic.
yeah.
Tumblr, I get it. I mean, I love the Tumblr. I ain't gonna lie,
The
I love
Tumblr
the
is
Tumblr.
so sick.
That's
It's
probably the
like,
only good thing from the Dark
yeah.
Knight
I
trilogy that they have.
I used to always say the
I
Tumblr
hated
is
Alfred too. Alfred was so annoying, dude. Oh my god.
oh that
Bruce
Alfred.
Wayne, Bruce Wayne. When are you gonna quit? Like that's
No. Don't break your chair.
sorry, bro. I had to get the
You know,
anger out.
I
Alfred
always
pissed me off that whole entire trilogy. I'm not gonna
oh
lie
I
to you.
loved Alfred in that trilogy.
He just complained the whole time. Bruce Wayne, when are you gonna quit? When are you gonna quit? And you see, and this is why I love Pattinson's Batman because Alfred complained one time and let it go. What did he do after? Alfred didn't quit on Batman like the Alfred did in the Dark Knight trilogy. What did Andy Serkis? What is that his name? Andy Serkis.
Yeah. It
Andy
sounds
Serkis
funny.
as Alfred, he helped him solve the freaking crime, and that's why he's the GOAT. And I'm so sick of these freaking Dark Knight fans, bro. Real talk, bro. I'm telling you, man. If you are a Dark Knight trilogy fan and you don't agree with me, I will call you to the podium and we can debate this. I don't care because and Comic Code, I am Patterson all the way. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cape for that man
Listen,
24/7.
I like Pattinson and I defended him from day one when the fans came against him. But to say that the Dark Knight trilogy isn't like one of the greatest feats of all time, I just like I don't know. I when was the
For what it did
when was
for
the
the
last time you watched
culture,
it?
I agree. Probably like a year ago. But like, I mean, look, for what it did for the culture, I will agree. But if we're just talking about the greatest superhero trilogies, the Dark Knight's not even like I watched the Iron Man trilogy. I watched the Thor trilogy before I watched the Dark Knight trilogy.
Damn.
The Dark Knight Returns was horrible. Bane was slandered. Yes. Batman.
Okay, but the first two were incredible.
Dark Knight Rises was
Most
terrible.
trilogies have a
And the Dark
bad
Knight is so
ending.
overrated, dude. The Dark Knight's so overrated. I'm gonna lie. I do think Batman Begins is a top 2 Batman film of all time. I'm not gonna lie about that. I love Batman Begins, even though I have a lot of
But
issues
here's the
with it.
thing about saying that when you don't like the Dark Knight trilogy. Now, and I know you might want to smoke me for this one too, but I think
I
that
mean, just go.
I think before Christian Bale Batman movies are every one of them trash.
Wait, say that again.
I think every Batman movie that came before Batman Begins
Are you
was
smoking crack right
trash.
now, dude?
No.
You think Batman Forever is garbage?
Yeah.
You think Batman '89 is garbage? Well, I think Batman '89 is garbage, so I can't know
It's
that.
100% garbage, and they never should have had Tim Burton shouldn't have made a Batman movie.
But I don't think that
idea.
every single one is garbage. I think Val Kilmer is a very underrated Batman. I ain't gonna lie.
That I agree with. But the reason why I say all of them were trash before,
I meant to say Dark Knight Rises, not Returns. All good, bro.
None of the movies before Batman Begins were faithful creations to Batman.
Dude, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. 89 and Returns are Tim Burton's take on Batman, and it's not an accurate take on Batman. And
I can agree with
that. And Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are kind of like a campy, spoofy take.
I think Batman Forever is a great take. Batman and Robin was a terrible take. Like I really like Batman Forever, and honestly, it just showed you how weird it would have been to have two. As I said, I do think the Robin casting was terrible. He said, "I kind of agree with
I know.
comic cuts here." Of
Thanks,
course, you
Papa
agree with
King.
comic cuts here. Oh my god, I just want to delete this comment, but I'm going to be fair to you.
Why do I keep?
Why isn't it? Why it's not letting me show? There we go.
There we
Okay, so you agree with comic cuts? Great.
go. It's
Um,
true. It's fucking true, and it sucks. Those are fucking 4 Batman movies they made that are fucking trash, not watchable.
I think Batman Forever is pretty watchable,
I
Batman
I
Forever
might
is a
have to
great movie. I
rewatch
don't know
that
what you're
one.
talking about,
I
but
might
as
have
I
to
said,
rewatch
man,
that one. It's been a while.
I think Christian Bale's a great actor. I think Batman did a lot. I love Batman Begins, but I think that it's too gassed up. I ain't gonna lie, and yeah, man, that's just how I feel about it. And I think that Pattinson's going to cause damage, but I do think that this Batman Brave and the Bold movie is going to destroy all of my hope for Pattinson. Like I'm going to be shocked if I even care about Pattinson after the Batman Brave and the Bold movie because we all know, right? Robin's my favorite character. So if Robin gets done right in this film, I'm going to have a hard time caring about what Robert Pattinson's doing.
Yeah, yeah. I think that, like I said, I think that fans are in for a treat, especially because the normies who are, the people that these movies are really made for, not for us, they don't even know who Damian Wayne is.
Yeah.
I
I
wish they
agree,
did. I
dude.
wish they did.
We
I
yeah,
wish they did.
we both wanted the DCU to start with Pattinson. I think I think this would have been a perfect way to give him a Robin, and you could have just lightened up the tone a little bit to fit the DCU. But this is the second best thing, you know.
Yeah.
But the only foreseeable problem I do have with James Gunn's universe is I'll be very upset if we're restarting the Justice League with the Order of Batman again. That would really upset me. And I would love Jensen Ackles to play Batman as well. He already voiced
Yeah,
him
I agree.
in the animated movies. Why not give him a shot? I think he would do great.
He's perfect for it.
I agree. So, all right, we are going to end it here. Obviously, our first Avengers talk turned into a rant about the Batman movie. So,
Yeah.
whatever. We'll on to the next movie, I guess. But we thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you know when we post. Have a good night and peace out.